Hello and welcome to this demo of the WriteWithClaire product suite. In this demo we will cover the new part of the suite called WebWithClaire, a completely new kind of web page authoring tool. This tool consists of an HTML editor as well as a CSS WYSIWYG editor. It's a completely web-based, browser-based solution. It's built for mobile, it's built as a single-page application, and it has full support for both the Google Drive and the Alfresco Cloud Drive. Okay, let's skip over to the actual demo. This is the home page of the web app. It's where you can access the HTML editor as well as the CSS editor. You can go and download or edit uploaded documents, or open recent documents, or batch upload documents to the cloud. Let's start by signing into Google. There, so I am now signed into Google and I can upload or edit documents on my Google account. The next step is to go to the HTML editor. So now over to the HTML editor, and when it opens I click new document and let's call this one document 1, and the first thing you'll notice is this block pane to the left showing the block structure of this document. Over here I have the actual content. Up here is what's called the text element pane. It's empty at the moment. So and this box here shows me or tells me that something is collapsed, so I can double click it and show what's within. So that shows me that there is a title element inside the head. So we have an HTML tag, a body, a head, and a P down here. So, and that kind of shows you the structure mode where I select structure. If I want to edit text, I can double click any of the text containers like this P, hit this for select all or Control A, and type some text inside the P, hit return, enter structure mode again, so I can select structure. I can use these different menus here, for example, to duplicate the P. I can click here to open a new empty P and type some more text. If I select some text like this, hit Control B, I add a B tag to that P. It's shown up here. If I select another P, there are no inline elements. If I select this P again, I see the B, I can select the B, and it's selected within the content. I can right click that B and I can, for example, unwrap it, meaning just removing the element and not what's within the element. I can merge paragraphs by selecting two of them, right click and say merge. I can do the same thing. I can put an insertion marker and I can split it into two. So there's a combination of word processing operations and structure editing. So that concludes the first quick demo of the different modes. You can select elements and you can double click and edit text within elements, and you have a block view and you have a inline view for inline elements like this. So this is the list part of the demo. I have a few paragraphs here, so let's create, or actually let's make these three a list. I select the three ones. I can go to my toolbar and I want to make a ordered list here. And you can, when I do that, you immediately see I have more structure in the document. I have an OL tag with some LI tags, and I have a WYSIWYG ordered list. Let's say I want to add a paragraph to this list item. It is as easy as selecting the P, hit the insert button, and I have another P inside this LI. If I want to move this LI to the bottom, I can just use a toolbar and say move this to the bottom, and you see everything is renumbered as it should be in HTML, and the LI has been moved down here. If I want to merge two LIs, I just select them, right click and say merge. I can right click an LI and delete it. I can quickly duplicate an item by right clicking and say duplicate. To add a P after the OL is as easy as selecting the OL and hit the insert button, and I get a P after it. And let's say I add a few paragraphs here and make these two a list, another kind of list, ordered list. I change list types by selecting the list and select the opposite list item. Let's say I decided I want to merge these two lists. So I just select the first one, the second one, right click and say merge, and I have merged the list. If I want to go and move items again, I can just select something and move it up or down. That was a quick overview of what you can do with lists. The table UI. Here we have a tiny little topic. Let's insert a table, a few columns and header rows and rows. And when the table is inserted, you see up here I see the columns and the selected cell. I see the table, the body, the head, and the different rows. And I can of course right click a row and I can move it up and down. I can right click and insert rows. I can right click a column and insert columns. I can double click a cell and type text in here. I can right click cells and merge them. I can unmerge cells, and I can move columns to the right. The palettes tool. The palettes tool is for creating and changing the structure. So the palettes tool has a few subsections. Let's first use the wrap selection. I can select the number of elements, and the tool filters what I can wrap it in. Let's wrap this in an article. What is an article, by the way? We can just click article up here and we can read about it down here. I can use another tool to change the tag of an element. I can change that P to be an address. I can also, let's introduce a few more paragraphs. I can add components. Let's say I go to the head and I only have a title, and I can just say add component. It will list things that can be inside that element. So let's add a script block up here. I can move that one where I wanted to, move it to the bottom. I can add another component. I can add a meta tag. It's shown up here. If I don't want to see all this non-content, I can go and say hide it from the view. So that's the palettes tool. It's for creating and changing the structure. The generic web app UI of the WriteWithClaire web apps. This is the home page. You can always access with the home button up here. We have a tool pane to the left that you can hide or open. You can have some main menu items up here. I can select different themes. So now I'm using the default theme. I can change to the square theme. I can change to a more colorful. If I open a lot of these different tools, I can quickly go and collapse them up here. I can, let's go back to the default theme there. I can expand or collapse the whole work area. In this section I cover the Unicode symbol UI. Let's go to the HTML editor and place the caret where we want to insert a symbol. I open the tool section. I go to the special symbols tool. I can have quick access to all the different Unicode symbols. Here are all some of the pictographs. I can, let's say I want to pick a playing card, and when the list loads I just pick the card I want and double click it, and it's inserted as a Unicode symbol. If I insert certain symbols regularly, I have them for convenient access in the recent list here. And any symbol I add goes into the recent list, so I can have quick access to it. The Styles tool, located here up in the left hand side, is used for changing the CSS class and the tag. So in an empty document like this, I only have the tag, so I can change this one to an H1 and select down here, make that an H2. As you can see, this one filters depending on the selection. If I select the P is not shown here. If I have an H1, it's not shown here. But this is not that interesting, so let's go and edit or add some custom styles using this embedded style sheet editor. So let's add a new rule called P custom 1, and it shows up down here. I can go and change this, for example, to use bold and color a bluish color. You can see it previews down here. I can also get a full preview of everything defined in the style sheet. So I have a P custom 1 here, bold blue. Let's go back to the rules and change the H1s to be changed at the text align to be center. You can see the preview heading 1s are now centered. Okay, so now I'm done. I can go and update my HTML document. As you can see, the H1 is made centered. I don't have any p.custom 1, but now I can go and make these two. I double click and make them custom 1. So that's how you use the styles tool. It shows you everything in your style sheet, and then you can just double click and apply the styles on the elements. The properties tool, located up here, is used for changing attributes of elements as well as changing the local styling of an element. As you can see, I select a P here, and I can select from all kinds of properties that are defined by the HTML standard. For example, I have here all the event handlers that you can set. I can even go and change this special property is the inner XML structure, so I can type here and even add the tags like this, and I can apply it, and the P is changed over there. I can go and set the identifier for an object here like P1, and I can go and change the local styling. So let's say this are different sections that open and closes, so I can go and change the color of this particular P to be an orange color, and you see it changing over here. And as soon as I added a property, it shows up in this used properties section. So that's the properties tool. The images tool, located over here, is used for inserting images into the topics. So let's filter this one on non-project files, and I can see these files are located on my Google Drive. So let's say insert a SVG file. I can just double click it here and it shows up in here. So that's an easy way to insert images, and I can right click and collapse the image if I think it's too much in the way while I'm editing the text. If I have an image like this, and if it's created as an SVG, I can right click and I can edit it. It's going to open up a new tab in the browser, and it's going to go to the WriteWithClaire SVG editor. And here it is, and let's go and change. Let's see, I can move things around here. As you see, the arrows follow because they are connected. Let's go and change these three arrows like this. Go to properties. I'm gonna change the stroke to be a little bit thicker. I'm gonna change the fill to be orange instead. And I can, let's see what else we could do. We could, of course, add a call out here, over here, and say that, point out this thing here, and I can say, check this out. Okay, and done. I say I hit save. And it's uploaded back to my Google Drive, and I can go back to my WriteWithClaire and I say reload the image, and there it is. The link and reuse tool is located over here and is used for linking and reusing content. So let's say I want to, this is now, I'm looking at a topic that's part of a project. So let's say I want to link to another topic in the project. I can say just give me all the topics in the project. This is topic 1 and topic 2. I can just double click and I have created a hyperlink to that topic. I can also filter this one on elements either within the document or elements in the project. These are elements that have an identifier. So let's say I'm going to filter on elements in the project. I have two P's. One called T2P1 and one called T1P1. So then I can go up here and I can hyperlink to that particular element. So let's hyperlink to this one. So I double click like that. You can also insert variables. Variables are a feature of the WriteWithClaire publishing system. I can put the insertion marker here and say I want to look at all the variables that are defined. So here I have a variable called company name, and it's inserted like that. Then when I'm generating output from WriteWithClaire, that variable will be changed to the company name as defined in the project. This section covers the analysis tool. I'm going to first go and create a hyperlink. Let's say we hyperlink to something that does not exist. Add bookmark. Insert it. You can add another paragraph just for the sake of it. You can see I have an A tag here. And then we can open the analysis tool and check out the broken link section. So here I have a list of all hyperlinks that are broken. I can also check incoming links. If this document is part of a project, I can see other topics linking to this document. I can say all links that are within this document. I can also see schema issues let's say that you have 2 body tags or 2 title tags, they will show up in this list here. If you have a problem like a broken link, I can click the link down here, and I can, let's say I select something else, I can go here and select the element, and there it is. Reviewing, adding comments to topics. The editor is integrated with Google Drive Comments, so I can select any element and I can add a comment to it, like check this out, and add another comment down here to like this one, and they show up to the right over here. If I maximize the editor, the comments show up like that. They will also show up if you view the topic inside Google Drive. They will show up as regular Google Drive comments. And then if people are commenting, you are sharing a document with somebody, you can quickly go and mark them as resolved. Topics as part of a project. So here I have a topic 1, it's part of a project, so in that case I can go to the file menu and I say open project tab. That will open the project in the WriteWithClaire content management system. So here I have the project. The project UI gives me a lot of useful tools. For example, I can see if I have any broken links. I can see if I have any comments from any reviewers. I can of course list all the topics. I can filter the topics on topics that have comments. I can check out output I have generated. In this case I actually have created a output, a gbook, that is a Google Drive version of an ebook. So let's look at this one. It was built an hour ago and I can view the result. I can open that in a new tab, and this is an ebook that is residing on my Google Drive. I can go back and actually see how that book will look like as an HTML page. I can open that in the new tab over here. So here is a gbook, a pure HTML CSS ebook that is searchable, has a TOC. If you have an index keywords, the index will show up, and end users can add comments, can rate topics, etc. So that is the end result of authoring topics in the HTML editor. You use the content management system and you generate something like a gbook.